Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'm Cincinnati-based illustrator John McCoy. You're watching my 80-second daily sketch of 2020. For this one, I'm doing a digital paint of Cincinnati using the Wacom Cintiq 22 HD as a pen display and the iPad Pro 12.9 as a photo reference display. This is a nice setup. I like working with it. I like the reference display on the left. I'm accustomed to having the subject I'm referencing to my left. I think this is mainly because I'm right-handed. This is my city, Cincinnati. Beautiful city. Now I'm working with the application Photoshop. This is the software I've used for digital painting for at least 8 years. At first I taught myself digital media with the aid of art education available online. And then formally at the Art Academy of Cincinnati, I learned digital media with Adobe Suite. In 2018, I invested in the iPad Pro 12.9-inch, Apple Pencil, and the app Procreate, so I do use that setup a lot. You can see the 22 HD is rather large. I love the key command capabilities of this software. You may have noticed I toggle frequently in and out of full screen mode. For this composition, I enjoyed showcasing the beautiful skyline of Cincinnati, and I included the little park bench to show a human element and to encourage a viewpoint of relaxation and aesthetic appreciation. Our vantage point in this composition is DeVue Park, which is a beautiful northern Kentucky park which overlooks Cincinnati. It's one of the most iconic views of Cincinnati, and I personally enjoy visiting this park. I've come here to exercise by running. They have some nice trails which are very friendly and public and inviting. And the view, of course, of Cincinnati in the DeVue Park right next to Dries Pavilion, which I've celebrated many family and public events in Dries Pavilion. It's a really nice place. Now, allow me to talk about the painting process behind this type of painting. You may have noticed toward the very beginning, as with many of my works, I established a sketch framework of the linear perspective of our vantage point. To do this, I place converging lines with respect to the eye line or horizon line. They're the same. It's not always the case with buildings that their XYZ axis align, but with Cincinnati, the block system, although inclusive of many one-ways, rides around many buildings whose geometric faces adhere to more or less the same converging lines of linear perspective. I use layers in Photoshop, but in my own methods, I conform my digital approach as much as is possible to the patterns of methods common to traditional media. I avoid copy and pasting, transforming, and scaling, etc. With each iteration of my practice in drawing or painting, whether digital or traditional, I prefer to make my methods as compatible as possible. I do this because there's only so much time to grow, and since I'd like to work toward mastery of two-dimensional means of representation, I want to simplify my methods to gain muscle memory and mark-making methods which mimic traditional media, which, with all respect to it, is the lowest common denominator. Everything I learn from traditional media is necessary for digital media. Having said that, my methods conform to universal methods of representational art. This is the way I was taught, and I see the efficiency of these universal methods. Every creative endeavor, not the least of which endeavors in representation with two-dimensional media, can be seen as a creation that evolves over the course of the creative process. With this composition, for example, after establishing the forms, it's about refining them with aesthetic consideration and according to my goals of representing a subject, in this case, the beautiful Cincinnati skyline. But I think that process of a piece evolving and growing sort of into fruition is one of the most exciting things about art, and that's where the learning happens. I'm happy to learn, and that's really one of the main goals behind my daily sketching exercise. And so far, I've really enjoyed this daily sketching exercise. I can't believe we're already at 82 of 365 daily sketches. I did do a sketch of Cincinnati in traditional media toward the very beginning, so I encourage you to check that out. I've really enjoyed this process as well. That wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks for watching. God bless.